I'm Edward October. The sound you hear is July in the mountains of British Columbia. This is the start of Octoberpod. It's a beautiful day, and the sun is high in a cloudless sky that's almost unbearably blue. It's quite cool, just the right weather for an outdoor adventure. Two hikers, Paige and JT, have traveled to hike Garibaldi Provincial Park. They traveled to Canada for fun, to take in the beautiful scenery. But when they lose contact with their friend Mike, who began his own Garibaldi trek a few days earlier, it quickly becomes a rescue mission. Here they come now. See them? They're just a little way down the trail.
Mike was not kidding when he said this park was beautiful. The meadows, flowers, the mountain peaks. It's absolutely breathtaking.
Only a masochist would like those switchbacks, though, on the way up to the meadows.
Well, I guess that means Mike must have been a masochist then. He loved this hike. So, where the heck are we anyways?
According to the map, this is Taylor Meadows, and further up, it's called Black Tusk Meadows. We better watch out for bears. This is definitely bear country.
Yeah, that peak to the north there it's Black Tusk, and it's an old volcano. But then I read that basically every peak in this park is a dormant volcano, including Mount Garibaldi.
You read something?
Yeah. Yuck it up. Let's just hope they stay dormant.
Wait, what?
As the kilometers add up, clouds slowly build on the horizon. However, the changing weather goes unnoticed by our two hikers.
Hey, Paige, I think I see a signpost ahead. To the left, it goes up to Black Tusk, but I think Mike was headed to the Helm Camp. We better head straight ahead. My God, I want to head up to the peak one day.
You know, I read about this area.
You read something?
Okay, I deserve that. Listen, we should come across 3 glacier lakes ahead of us, and then drop down into a cinder flat called the Helm, which is basically a field of volcanic rock with very little plant life. There is Helm Creek that runs through it, though. This will lead down to Helm Camp, the last location we know Mike was at. Hey, JT, I think I see a campground ahead.
Yeah, I can see the Helm Camp sign.
You start setting up camp. I'm going to look around to see if I can see any sign of Mike here.
As Paige investigates around the edges of the campground, JT begins to realize that he has no idea how to set up camp.
Well, shit, this tent must be broken. I don't get it at all.
A few bumps, bruises, and colorful metaphors later, and camp is set up, just in time for Paige to arrive.
Well, that was a bust. I found absolutely nothing. This place almost seems deserted.
I mean, it's hours from sundown. Let's do some bushwhacking to see if we can find anything.
What are you laughing at?
Whacking.
You really entertain yourself, don't you?
Hey, do you see that off in the distance? I think that's a tent.
Holy shit, I do see something.
The little red and white 2-person tent looks untouched from the side entrance where our two hikers are standing. But the other side is a different story. 3 massive gashes yawn through the material on the opposite end of the tent. These troubling, worrisome signs go unnoticed by Paige and JT.
Well, should we try the zipper?
Should we be worried that the tent looks like it's gone through hell and back?
The tent floor is covered in personal effects. A backpack, flashlight, bear spray, and other random pieces of gear a backpacker is likely to carry. There's a sleeping bag, half rolled, as if its owner had been interrupted in the act of packing or unpacking it. At the foot of the sleeping bag, there sits a dead cell phone. And next to that,
Shit, I think you just found Mike's hiking journal. It has a bunch of beer stickers on it. It's gotta be his.
clouds blot out the sun and the landscape turns ash gray. But Paige and JT are too busy sifting through the ravaged tint to notice.
I guess let's start from the beginning. I've been looking forward
to this trip for a long time. A solo trip through Garibaldi Lake, the Helm, and out at Chickamus Lake has always been a dream of mine. 30 plus kilometers through some of the most beautiful terrain I've ever experienced.
Okay, let's skip ahead a bit. We have to figure out what happened. I mean, look at this goddamn tent.
Well, let's try this page.
The weather has started to turn and the clouds have been dropping in fast. What the hell happened to the nice summer sun? The peaks were lost to clouds just before sundown at Taylor Meadows Camp. I sure hope that things don't get worse. I look forward to moving on to the Helm Camp tomorrow, and I hope the weather plays nice in the morning.
Here, let me take a peek. Well, the clouds definitely dropped.
And visibility is low. It would be generous to say I can see 10 feet ahead of me. I've decided to move on. I was only able to bring so many supplies, so I'm just packing up and heading out on the trail. Definitely hope I don't get lost. I think I lost the trail today. Somewhere. It had to have been on the way through the Helm. I mean, I crossed Helm Creek, but the Helm is almost featureless in the bloody fog. It got dark and I ended up in some forest. I don't even know the name anymore, but I decided to just set up camp. No point getting even more lost in the fog. And I sure don't want to fall and hurt myself in the dark. I must be close to the Helm Camp at this point, though. I mean, I was walking for a long time. Okay, last night was bloody creepy. As soon as the dark settled in, all noise ceased. And for what seems like an eternity, it was dead silent. Just as suddenly, there was a low growling breaking the silence. I don't know what to make of it, but I ended up falling asleep at some point. It was a restless sleep. I woke up in the thickest fog I've ever seen. I tried to find my way out of the bush, while not losing my tent. I should have known it was a fool's errand, though. What I did find were huge footprints around my tent. Now, this is not my first time hiking, and I know the look of a lot of animal footprints. These ones have stumped me. What the fuck was or is here with me? One thing I do know is that it's large.
What the hell is going on? Sorry, I am not one to read the rest of the plot. So can you flip to the last entry, dude?
Okay, here, okay. Whatever is out there
Has scared the living shit out of me now. Low growling of something large, very close, and also scratching at the tent kept me awake all night. I've gotten no sleep, and you can bet I have my knife and bear spray at the ready. It has to be a bear, it just has to be. There's nothing else out there this big sounding. Those tracks, though. As the sun began to rise, the growling turned into snarls. Very, very loud snarls. With the light of day, the growling subsided, and when it does today, I'm gonna try and find my way out of here. I hope it's soon, but the fog is still extremely thick.
a fog marches in like an invading army, covering every inch of the wooded landscape, enveloping the tent, and reducing visibility down to about 5 feet. Sunlight is in scarce supply, breaking through the clouds and swirling mist only once in a while, but ultimately losing the battle. Darkness falls.
JT? What the hell? Where did all this fog come from?
Oh, shit. Where the hell was the campground again? Better question, why is it so damn dark all of a sudden?
Wait, JT. Is that blood at the back of the tent where it's torn open?
Well, I don't like this shit at all. That's a ton of blood.
Just beyond, two glowing, Glaring red eyes appear in the fog. Neither of our two hikers have a flashlight on hand, and why would they? Nightfall is still hours away, isn't it? Isn't it? The owner of those red eyes approaches the tent, stalking its newly found prey, its gaze cutting through the darkness and into the souls of our hapless hikers.
Oh, what the f*** is that? Shit!
Don't-
Paige, run!
Don't lose me, JT, don't.
Run!
Don't lose me, please.
The two sprint through the fog and the darkness. They've abandoned the concept of sticking together. Instead, there is only the raw, naked instinct to survive, and they soon become separated.
JT, where are you? I can't see anything. Oh God, I'm scared. Ow, ow! What the hell? What did I just trip over? Wait, are those bones? Oh God, that's a Brew Crime shirt. No, they can't be. Fuck.
Well, isn't this just great? Real fine, how do you do? Alone? In a strange place? Being hunted by something? What the hell is it? Well, that has to be Paige. She wasn't always the most graceful. Guess I know where I'm going.
This proves to be JT's last and most terrible mistake.
JT. Shit. Oh God, what do I do? I hope he's okay.
It is only human to have a fight and flight response. Or rather, a fight or flight response. Very rarely must one do both. Hearing the scream, Paige dashes into the darkness, and aided by the guiding hand of dumb luck, she finds her way back to Helm Camp. It seems as if that tent was set up by JT ages ago, and Paige sprints to it.
I know we had headlamps, a knife, and bear spray in here. It's somewhere.
Red eyes pierce the fog once more. Wasting no time, the beast pounces at Paige, but this time, with weapons in hand, she chooses to fight.
You know what? Come at me, bro. That's for JT and for Mike. God damn it. Rot in fucking hell.
What the hell was that? Who was fighting?
Holy shit, lady. Are you okay?
I don't know what the hell that is, but it attacked me, it killed my friend JT, and I'm pretty goddamn sure it dismembered our friend Mike. We need to get the hell out of here right now.
Yeah.
How the hell do we get out of here, though? JT was our navigator, and he's gone.
It's only 8 kilometers to Chicamus Lake's parking lot, and we've got a car parked there. We could drive you out and find help in Whistler.
Just grab as little as possible, and let's get the hell out of here.
Paige and the 2 campers she found start down the trail, half trotting into the fog. Safety is only a few hours away, but it might as well be a lifetime. The campground grows silent. A gust of wind, a rustling of leaves, and then 2 eyes like coals of fire illuminate the woods, and soon heavy footsteps begin their chase.
Hola, amor.
Hola, cariño.
Y bienvenidos a Uy, qué horror, a Latinx horror movie podcast with Johnny
And Eileen. En este espeluznante podcast, we explore the often overlooked world of Latinx horror films. Cada semana, we watch and discuss horror films from different countries in Latin America,
or with a Latinx director.
or starring a Latinx lead.
Si es de horror y Latinx, we're watching it.
Nuevos episodios every Monday.
Listen to Uy, qué horror on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Last year, there were nearly 22,000 murders in the U.S. Not surprisingly, more than 200 true crime podcasts launch every year in the U.S. alone. There's no shortage of crimes and no shortage of crime podcasts to cover them, but none of those shows have the heart of our true crime podcast.
Thank goodness.
Well, hell, they didn't even have seatbelt laws back then.
He never wore seatbelt. Yeah, it's fine. He could not remember exactly what happened and thought that he had blacked out. That was about it. That's all he could tell officers.
No. He was drawing things saying the thoughts won't stop.
I want to see how this plays out.
It's heartbreaking.
Isn't it time you made our true crime podcast your true crime podcast? Our True Crime Podcast, available on all your favorite podcasting apps.
Reverie, the state of being pleasantly lost in one's thoughts. A daydream. But what if those daydreams turn to nightmares? Reverie True Crime shines a light on the dark tragedies that have happened and are continuing to happen all throughout the world. We interview and work with families to bring awareness to forms of injustice. We explore the depths of cases from around the world to include missing persons, mysteries, and more. Reverie True Crime is found wherever you're listening to this podcast. Remember, you don't have to live in fear, but stay aware of your surroundings. Stay safe and take care.
I'm Edward October. For more true, true-ish, and classic tales of horror and the paranormal, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to ring the bell so you don't miss anything. Or find all of our links at octoberpodvhs.com. Octoberpod, retro horror for bold individualists.